What's up, guys? How's everybody doing today? Hello, hello. Fish streams, yeah, tired, huh? Yeah, I knew I was live, but nobody was in here, so I was grabbing some stuff while I was waiting for people to show up. You filling that up with water? Eventually there's going to be water in it. Right now, I'm just kind of rebuilding it, rebuilding the hardscape and stuff. Because this was my 73-gallon custom built stream tank that I had uh, upstairs in my sunroom, and then I took it all down because it was the only tank that was upstairs, and everything else was down here. So I ended up neglecting this tank for a while, and so I decided to take it down and move it down here. So now that it's been down here for a little while, I'm finally getting around to rescaping it a bit. And I figured since nobody else is live streaming, why the hell not live stream? Right? So yeah, that's what we're doing. How's everybody else doing tonight? So I think I'm pretty much set with the hardscape. I want to fill in. Oh, you guys can't see. Let me see if I can fix that. Get off of my face. All right. So here it is. So it's 73 gallons, 5 foot wide, 2 foot front to back, and then 14 inches tall. And then it's got a false bottom. You can see here, it's kind of dirty. I tried to clean it, but it's almost impossible to get in there to clean that. But it's got a false bottom. On this side of the false bottom, right here, goes a pump. This pump here, to be exact, which has to be cleaned. But that pump, what it does is it pushes water through the false bottom and back up the other side and creates a continuous flow to simulate a stream or a river, creek, whatever. But that's where I'm at. So I've got most of the hardscape where I like it. This area right here. Now I did. If you've watched my stream, if you've watched any videos on this stream tank in the past, they're like probably my first videos that I've posted on YouTube. And I do have a playlist on this stream tank. But these two spots back here and this spot here were filled with planted substrate and then capped with some of this loose gravel here. And I had Vallisneria growing in those two spots. But what happened was the val that was on the end here was growing so thick that it was kind of blocking the flow, and it was slowing down the flow in the stream tank quite a bit. So I don't think I'm going to replant it. I think I'm just going to fill those spots in with stone and gravel. And this spot back here, I think I'm going to put a large pump to kind of keep the water moving. And being that it's behind this piece of driftwood and this rock pile, you're not going to see it. So I think that's what I'm going to do there. But yeah. Myrtle, welcome. What's up? But yeah, so this is what I've got so far. Some pieces of driftwood, some stone, some gravel. And now a lot of these stones are held in place with this stuff. Great stuff, pond and stone. Now this is a polypro or polyethylene expanding foam. So basically, all expanding foams are inert um, once they're fully cured. But this is pond and stone, so it's specifically made for outdoor water gardens, and it's safe for koi fish and stuff like that. So, I mean, I use this, and then I use the regular great stuff expanding foam gaps and cracks. I've used that in the past in some vivariums and stuff for poison dart frogs, and I've never had any problems with it, either of these. But I like this one better because it is black. The other stuff is like a tan white. But you can see how it's looking. So what do you guys think? You guys like it so far? It's gonna be like a little waterfall on this side, basically, where the water goes down into the bottom chamber, and then comes back up over here. You're about to escape your 33 long. Nice. I like I love long, low tanks. Obviously this is I guess you can consider a low boy. It's a 73 gallon, but it's only 14 inches tall. And then I've got another tank that I just built recently, and that's, don't mind the mess, guys. I got tons of shit going on, but it's this tank here, and this is a 25 gallon long. It was a 50-gallon tank, but the one of the side panels was cracked from like the top down to, you know, 2/3 or a third of the way down. So I took it all apart and cut all the glass in half horizontally, and then reassembled it as a 25-gallon long, which is 48 by 12 by 9. Yeah, the stuff I'm using is great stuff, pond and stone. But then this is the other stuff I use, great stuff, gaps and cracks. And because this is white, I'm going to be using that for this tank, which is a 48-gallon column tank. And this is going to be a blind cave tetra biotope. So it's, it's going to look like limestone cave. I've got some Texas holly rock that's going to go in there with some white sand, and have a bunch of tree roots and stuff coming down from the top. It's going to look like, roots from a tree coming down into the cave and stuff. But yeah, so that's what I got there. But for substrate for this guy here, I've got various different sands that I'm going to use. This right here is a really fine grain sand with some stones and pebbles mixed in. So I'll probably use some of this, but for the most part, I'm going to use these two. This is kind of a slate shale sand. Darker gray colored. I like it. It's gonna look really nice, I think, with the stone and stuff that I'm using. And then I've got some fine grain regular sand with some, darker chunks mixed into it and stuff. But I think that's what I'm going to use for the substrate in here. Originally, I used pool filter sand, and I didn't. I mean, it looked good, I guess, but I wasn't too happy with it because I feel like the pool filter sand was too white, and it didn't look. It didn't really fit the biotope that I was going for. So, what's up, Chewy? Welcome. But yeah, so this is going to be a Virginia stream biotope, Virginia River biotope, I guess, specifically Smith River biotope. So I'll have some of my mountain red belly dace in here, some bluehead creek chubs, while they're small, and also some saffron shiners and my northern hognose suckers. They're all going to go in this tank. So that's that. I'm going to also the link to come up, if anybody wants to come up on panel, should be pinned at the top. So if anybody wants to come up, feel free. I'm going to switch the camera back. In a second. There we go. You guys can see that? Can you hear me all right? You should be able to hear me all right. So yeah, like I said, I think I'm going to fill in this spot back here with some stone, and then I might put a large pump back there, which is this guy here. I'm going to make some fittings for it. Probably fitting to cover the intake and have the intake back here somewhere, and then the output is going to be facing downstream that way. And this is 1,100 liters an hour, so it's a pretty decent pump. It should work pretty good. The only thing I can see though is the power cord does come out of the back here, and this is the orientation that I would want to put it. So I'm probably going to have to prop it up on some stone or something so that the power cord doesn't get in the way, which will be pretty easy to do. So you're wondering what fish I'm putting in here? It'll be mountain red belly dace, saffron shiners, bluehead creek chubs, and probably one of my northern hognose suckers. This is a Smith River biotope that I'm building. It's a Smith River is in Virginia. But I don't know if you guys can see. You can see the black foam right here. This is all black foam. Holding this stuff in place. So I'm gonna, once that is cured, what I do usually is just pick it off with my fingers and then fill in the spot right there with a little bit of gravel. So even if the gravel does move away, it's not obvious that that's spray foam right there. Because otherwise, if you don't peel it off, it does have like a shiny layer over the outside of it, which is going to be kind of a dead giveaway that it's something not rock or something like that. this guy. Let me just see how this fits back. Yeah, so that'll work well. You can't see it when you're looking directly at the tank. And what I'll probably do is I'll take the power cord and probably run it through here and down the corner, because I'll have my output for my canister filter on this side with a spray bar pushing across, and then the intake's going to be down on this side, so I can kind of put all the electrical cords out where the intake and output come in and out. Hey, Steenfot, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming. But yeah, so if you're new, just talking about rescaping my 73-gallon stream tank here. Again, this is a custom built tank that I built myself. I've got a build video on my channel, and there's also a playlist for any videos of the stream tank that you guys can check out. Maybe one of my wonderful mods can drop that link in chat real quick. But yeah, so I'm just rescaping this because I just moved it down here into the fish room not too long ago, and haven't had a chance to rescape it yet, and I figured why not do it now. So yeah, best time to rescape a tank is at 1:05 in the morning. But yeah, so I like where this pump is. I'm probably going to end up doing that. I don't want to. Do I want to spray foam it in place? No, I'm not going to spray foam it in place. But yeah, so that'll be there. It's propped up on a little stone, so the power cord doesn't get in the way and tip it or anything like that. So that'd be good. That's just going to help with the flow in the tank. But I mean, honestly, the linear crossflow pump that I use in the false bottom on this, I forget exactly what the gallon per hour is on it, but it's pretty high. It doesn't say. This is a Jabo crossflow wave pump model CP180. I think it's 2,500 gallons an hour that this pump pushes max. So I mean, when this thing's up and running and that pump's on full blast, there's some pretty nice flow in here. So if you guys got any questions, just feel free to ask. Otherwise, hang out and talk amongst yourselves or watch me escape this tank. I've got everything in here also. I want to say everything in here is locally collected. All of the river stones, all the driftwood, all of the gravel, the various substrates that I'll be using. Everything's locally collected. I even bought the pond and stone foam at a local hardware store, so I think that counts, right? I'm gonna start putting some of the sand in because some of this stone that I have left, I want to build up a bit. I don't really want it sitting on the glass. So you notice the green foam board. I've got green foam board underneath all of the larger piles of stone. So like underneath this side, the stuff right here in the middle has the green foam board, which you guys saw a few minutes ago. And this whole area, most of this is actually stacked up green foam with gallons per hour. So what was that, Murdo? 160 gallons per minute. So assume, well, so yeah, the pump that I'm using is 160 gallons per minute. Is that what you were saying? In gallons per hour, assume 2736 to 9642. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of flow for that pump. So I was off by a bit, by a little bit. So yeah, 160 gallons a minute is what that wave maker pump that I have puts out, which is a lot of flow. That's what that translates to. A lot of flow. Anyway, I think what I'm going to start with is some of this darker sand. I'll show you guys under the light, so you can see it under the light here a little better. I like this stuff. I collected this from a local stream. It's been washed for the most part. So there's not really a lot of really fine particles in it, but mainly I like the color of it because to me it looks more natural than like pool filter sand and stuff, and that's what I like the natural look. And I don't really have any real like rhyme or reason to how I do this. I kind of put it in spots. Like I know how water flows over rocks and stuff, and where it's going to clear stuff out, and where heavier particles are going to settle, and where the lighter particles are going to settle, and stuff like that. So that's what I kind of try to do when I'm setting up a tank to make it look more natural. And forgive my lack of hardscaping tools. I don't have any. I have my hands. As you can see, I didn't clean it out too well. There's a piece of wood in there. But yeah, originally when I set this up, after I did the whole spray foam thing and got everything in place, I went through. You could see all this, but a lot of this is stuck in place here. A lot of these little stones, and that's because I covered the spray foam with silicone and then pressed some of that gravel, some of this gravel here, into the silicone to kind of hide some of the spray foam and stuff that I was and some of the foam board that I was using to build it up and hold it all together. Yeah, man. Uh, I love I love collecting all of my materials. Um, just because it saves so much money. Like this, look at these. This a lot of the stone and sand and stuff that I have right now were collected from the same creek or same stream, and um, so I'll take 5 gallon buckets full of substrate and I'll bring them home and I'll classify them. So basically sifting all the slightly larger gravel like this stuff out of this fine slate and shale sand, and then I get the dark sand, and then I get this stuff that I can use for accent stones and transition stones from the larger rocks to the smaller stuff. We've got a bunch of other uh, river stones and stuff. These are all lighter colored, but I'll use some of these in spots like this right here to kind of help build stuff up a little bit, so I'm not wasting a lot of the better hardscaping materials. Hold on. I'd like to sprinkle some of these in. The key to making something like this look natural is you want a gradient in your stone sizes and stuff. So all around your larger stones, you're gonna find smaller stones and then even smaller stones than that, and then eventually sand. And I think I'm actually gonna have to go pick up some more of these smaller stones. I'll just go do some collecting of them whenever the hell I get a chance to. And I don't worry too much about like placement and making it look nice and stuff, because like in nature everything is just kind of all over the place. Uh, Nothing's really uniform, so I try to mimic that. Do you guys got any questions for me? Yes, this is the the Streamscape stream. Yeah, I think that'll do for this darker colored sand. And I'm gonna go in and lay down the other stuff. So if you can see, like, you can kind of see what I'm doing here is I'm putting the sand in areas where it's kind of sheltered from the main flow, which is naturally where smaller particles are going to settle in streams and stuff. And then up against larger objects where, like right here, where it's going to overflow into the false bottom and pile the sand up here. But majority of it is pressed up against the rocks and in some of the smaller crevices and stuff where it's not going to get hit with too much flow. And it's, like I said, that's naturally where you're going to find it uh, in your, any of your local streams or whatever, wherever you want to go collecting some of the substrate yourself. But that's what I've got so far. And then I've got a little platform back here where I'm going to put that other pump, which I don't know if I'm going to even need, but I'm going to leave that spot open just in case. Because I think my problem with losing flow in this tank before when it was upstairs, I think was due to the fact that I was neglecting the tank. And like I said, the Valison area was overgrown in this area, and that was blocking a lot of flow from the rest of the tank and stuff. So I think without the plants in here, which I'm probably going to end up doing some immersed growth, like maybe some ferns or something. Um, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna do a little more research uh, regarding plants and stuff in the area, and see if I can kind of replicate that. But for the most part, this is going to be just hardscape, stone, sand, and driftwood, and some moss on the exposed parts of the driftwood, stuff like that. Hey Zen, what is the meaning of life, Zen? 42. 42 is the meaning of life. And if you don't get that, if you don't get the reference, then I'm sorry. How many pounds of, okay, so if I were to guess, how many pounds of materials have I collected for all of my tanks so far? Uh, a lot. I mean, I would say probably close to 1,000 pounds between all of the rocks, the sands, the dirt, various gravel, um, all of the driftwood. I mean, all of that stuff combined, I'd say probably in the ballpark of 1,000 pounds of substrate that I've collected locally. So the movie reference was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but I do watch Monty Python as well. I've got some other stones that I'm going to add, but like I said, I'm going to lay down the other layer of substrate first here, and kind of combine the two of them. So this will be this stuff here. This is going to be the kind of the fine sand that you'll find in like you see in some of the deeper, faster flowing areas where there's not a lot of rifle area and stuff. So I'm going to kind of build up some rocks right here on top of some of this, and then kind of carve it out so it looks like the water flow is like carved it out by itself. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to anybody? And this is I'm gonna need a lot of. You know what we're gonna do? Well, this is probably gonna make a lot of dust. Yeah. Stephen P, what's up? Hitchhiker's Guide. That's the one with the killer rabbits and the knight with no arms. Yes. Yep. Well, you tried to sleep, but you failed. So welcome. Yeah, it's barely midnight. It's 1:30 in the morning here. Perfect time to escape a tank. I have assumed the sleep position. Well, good luck. Oh, man. Oh, there we go. Most of your escapes are done after midnight? Yeah. So it's when I have most of my creative, you know, whatever. Again, this is a really fine sand. Like, I've got chunks of clay mixed in it. I think I'll take a little more of this. Now, obviously, a lot of this is going to get mixed in as the tank ages and stuff, but I'm okay. I'm going to see if I can find a paintbrush or something. Oh, so that's the secret. That's how Myrtle gets all of his what the fish points. You see this, Stephen P? I want to file a formal complaint and have some of his points revoked. I want him down to at least 20 points. Because I think I have 21 or 22. So okay. I don't know why I went to look for a paintbrush when I know that I don't have one yet. I do have fucking 200 of them upstairs, but that's upstairs. And the wife and the kids are likely sleeping. Well, I'm fairly certain the kids are sleeping. Is this gonna work? This ain't gonna work. Somebody, I need a escaping set. Oh. You guys like my sound effects? Okay. Now, I don't know if I like this route here. Reasonably easy for hobbyists to identify. I'm just messing with you, Myrtle. I think you earned every one of those points, and you're just a lot faster at typing in Google than I am. I don't know if I like that. Look at this. Ooh. What's up, Matt? Some sort of dungeon situation? I don't know, guys. I kind of like how it looks. I don't want to go too much. I am going to. I've got to leave space somewhere, maybe here or down in this area for um, for my breeding tubs for my mountain red belly dace and my saffron shiners that I'm going to be adding into this tank. Um, hopefully they will breed in here, and they typically they breed over top of rock mounds. So what I do is I take a small Chinese food container and I'll put it in the sand, and it's got a piece of knitting mesh over it, like the plastic canvas. It's got a piece of plastic canvas over it, and I just pile some river stones on top of it, and they'll spawn over top of the river stones, and then the eggs will fall down into the container, and then I can pull the container out and separate the eggs, and then raise the eggs in one of my fry hatching systems. To give you guys a better view, there's your better view. Okay. Doo-doo. So here we go. I've still got to fill in this spot here, which I'll get to that. You can see. Just tell me what you guys think. It looks like I cut a chunk out of a stream. Well, I mean that's pretty much the look I was going for. I feel like this stone here doesn't look natural where it's at. I wanted it up high because it's got water grooves in it from being in a stream for like I don't know however many hundreds of years. The water has eroded this groove into it, which I thought was pretty cool. Awesome, awesome feature. But so I wanted it towards the top of the water, but I think I'm gonna move that because I don't think I'm happy with it sitting right there. So yeah, water flows from right to left. So overflows here, across, and then down to the left. And you can see what I did here. You see how the stone, and I've got this kind of little mound built up here. So the idea is, water's coming in, it's going to hit the stone, and some of it's going to flow over, causing turbulence behind the stone, which is why it's deep right here. And some of it's going to go around the stone, which is why it builds up right in here. And you end up with this little mound tapering down after the flow kind of straightens out a bit more. Yeah. Maybe I can do this. Hold on. Let me put you guys back. I'm not trying to wake up Bixby. Shut up. That's a better. What's that do for your Myrtle? You can't see. Good night, Matt. Looks like maybe it was supposed to be there now. Get some stuff washed out. No. Does it look much better now? I'm missing what's going on in chat. So, Matt, you're still here. If not, if there's jokes I can make, but so this is a 73 gallon. It's a 73 gallon custom built tank. But in the event she was asking about something else, you have to check my OnlyFans for that. Using fluid dynamics. Yes. I think what I'm gonna do too is maybe I'll take some of this darker stuff here and sprinkle it down in here a little bit, because heavier sand is gonna stay, while the lighter sand, which is this finer, lighter colored stuff, is gonna be pushed out of the way. So I'll probably throw some rocks, some of the little gravel in there. Creating more of a gravel bed. And where's my thing? And then just a pinch. Oh God, so nice. Fill her up. Yeah, I'm probably gonna wait to fill it up until tomorrow. I think I might tweak it a little bit, but I've also got to clean the pump. I've got to clean my canister filter, and clean the chiller. Which the chiller's not going to go back on this tank because being down here in the basement, it's not going to get over 70 degrees. Whereas when this tank was in the sunroom, prior to having the chiller on it, this tank got up to 90 degrees because it was in the sunroom and it was, didn't have lights on it. Excuse me. It didn't have any lights. It was running off of natural sunlight for about a year. And so I had to add the chiller to it to keep the temperatures down. But being down here in the basement, it's not going to get over 70 degrees, so I think I'll be fine without running the chiller. But I think that looks much better like that. Specific fish. Yeah, so this is the makings of a Smith River biotope. So I will show you the fish that are going in here. So there'll be a couple of these guys, which are my mountain red-bellied dace. A couple of these guys, which are saffron shiners. And then a couple of these guys, which the bigger one down there is bluehead creek chub. There's central stone rollers in here. And then there's two, you can see them in the back through the algae. There's two northern hognose suckers. So those guys are going to go in that tank, in the stream tank as well. Then look at all these guys. These are all the rainbow shiners, the juvenile rainbow shiners that I have right now. This guy's nice and fat belly on him because I just fed him some cold rainbow shiners. And so is that guy. He's nice and fat too. Same thing, feeding on rainbow shiners. This is a juvenile chain pickerel, and this is a juvenile long-nosed gar. And look at all these lovely new leaves on my monstera. These guys are pretty cool. These are Piedmont shiners. They're also from Virginia, but they're from the Piedmont region. And these are basically an undescribed subspecies of yellowfin shiners. But you can see like this one on the right here with the red in them. And when they're fired up and they're breeding, they get that really nice gold that you can see on the bottom. They get that in their fins and on their head. And then the rest of their body turns bright, vibrant red. See you later, Myrtle. Yeah, we're at almost an hour and 15 minutes. So way to come in at the last minute, Scuba Steve-O. But yeah, we're at about an hour and 15 minutes, and it's 2 a.m. here, so I'm probably gonna cut it in a few minutes. But Steve-O, this is what you missed. Re-scaping the 73-gallon stream tank. But yeah, thanks. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Thanks to all the moderators for doing moderator stuff and all that stuff. And yeah, so we'll love your fish can long nose scars, especially cool. And the shine reminders. Yeah. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for hanging out with me while I did this. And hope you guys maybe picked up on some stuff. Maybe this helped inspire you guys to set your own stream biotopes up, or go out and collecting your own hardscapes and substrates. As long as it's legal in the area that you're collecting from, because I know you cannot collect stuff from like wildlife preserves and shit like that. That's illegal. So just, double check your laws and regulations before you go collecting anything. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. And I'll see you all in the next one.